That's a rocket.
The Eye in Big Trouble in Little Chinatown features adult themes, language, and situations. Discretion is advised. 以成人为主题，语言跟情况小心。
Crime may like to hide in the shadows, but it can never really hide from the eye.
Do you like exotic meals? How about a fiesta in your mouth, brought to you by the spices from down south of the border? Well, if so, my friend Harry has exactly what you're looking for. That's Harry Taco's Restaurant, now with 6 locations in New York and Kings County area. It's the hottest place to be and the most caliente of all of Squid Beaks Communications subsidiaries. Whether it's carne asada, chicken, or some juicy fish tacos, on the lay down to a Harry Taco's and get a mouthful. And now, WK Knott proudly presents everyone's favorite one-eyed lawman, the Eye in Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
The beast was on me now, snarling and clamping its chompers, gnawing and gnashing at the air just above my face, the foam of its saliva dripping on my neck. The only thing keeping me alive was my pistol shoved point blank at its throat and my right knee jammed in its chest. I had put 3 slugs in him, and still he was coming to supper with an appetite. He had me pinned like he was going for a championship belt, and it was hard to bust out from under him, with that tongue of his wagging in my face. On its tongue, there was this writing, and like a soup kitchen cook, the sight of the Chinese scribbling on this beastie's tongue stirred something. I had heard about these things during the war. Destruction bearers, the Rolong. I had thought they were a myth. Unstoppable beasts who were sent out with a mission written in their mouth and who wouldn't quit till they had finished the job. But just like Achilles, they had their heel. Except for them, the secret was the tongue. Not only did it contain their marching orders, but if you severed it, you killed the thing. Reaching for this thing's flailing, slimy tongue through chomping sharp teeth was bad business. But finally, I got a hold of it. The thing wiggled like a handful of pissed-off eels, but I had my grip. I yanked down hard, dragging the tongue against the bottom row of razor teeth. It took everything I had, but after a moment or two, the tongue ripped off in my hand. He fell on me, lifeless with a thud, packing a few more pounds than I was prepared for. That's just applesauce. I tossed the big bulking thing aside and looked toward my companion. She was sprawled out, face down in the pavement, and it looked like she wasn't breathing. Dal! Dal!
There's no need to scream. What has happened to Shang Shang?
We were attacked by one of those Rolong things.
Put her on the table, quickly. Ba, 快一点，现在.
I don't think he cut her too bad, but he sure as hell wasn't trying to cuddle either. Damn. Just tell me she's all right.
什么事？炸死了吗？
还没，去我的办公室，拿我的草药和药膏。
好。
I don't mean to bust your chops, Diao, but in between the Mandarin, you mind keeping me afoot of what's happening?
She is breathing, but that might be a temporary condition.
The young Chinese woman Diao had been ordering around rushed back into the room. In her hand, a tray full of concoctions, powders, and serums.
孩子，快一点。
In cautious hesitation, I watched Diao work. He was like a painter, blending his colors. A dash of this, a touch of that. his young assistant watching him with as much shock and awe as me. He spread some cream on Crosstalk's throat and put some powder on her forehead, some oil in his hands, and he gently outlined the shapes of her fingers. I didn't know if it was a mumbo-jumbo kind of medicine or some kind of embalming ritual, but I couldn't help but find myself staring at my second broken china doll in just as many days. She wouldn't have been there if it weren't for me. Wouldn't have almost been rubbed out if it weren't for me. I say almost, but the way she looked, lying on the table there, it was touch and go. I didn't mean to carry a torch for her, and I didn't know if that admission came from guilt or sincerity. I just knew. I knew I liked her. More than a little. And I have difficulty watching things I like pass on. Dow finished his rigmarole, and he stood back, his assistant just watching, just waiting. The ticks of the clock came and went, one after the other, pounding like hammers on my heart. And then...
She is alive, just wounded. 把她带到楼上的房间，看好她。
How?
This girl was stronger than she seemed. Both of them, in fact. Crosstalk had pulled through, no thanks to me. The other girl, she lifted the body off the table like it was weightless. And before she left the room, she turned to me.
Thank you for saving my sister's life.
You said you were attacked by...
Roll on.
So unlike you to hold your tongue. It reads your name. Victor Caine, and the mission.
Being what?
Death. It says death. It was sent to kill you, Detective Caine.
I kind of gathered that.
Shang was not the target.
Collateral damage.
Precisely.
Who sends these things?
Why?
So I can rip his goddamned head off.
Erlich Khan. He deals in these demons. He runs a warehouse in...
I know where he is.
Where are you going now, Detective? To get your revenge?
Soon. First, I gotta use your phone. Erlich Khan was a big name in the crime circuit before my time as a cop. By the time I came around, he was more of a cleanup man. Got ousted out of management by some rivals and moved into the brute work. Wasn't quite a goon, but definitely wasn't a boss. A gun for hire. He had this warehouse in Manhattan where he pretended to be legit, but he was like an Irish tourist in the Bahamas, just looking for the next shady thing. Police had known about him and his crooked ways for years, but he was never big enough potatoes to fry. Going after a cop, though, one word from me and he'd be done for. But I wasn't after him. I was after whoever hired him. I placed a phone call to my old partner, Bugsy. Gave him the 411 on what went down. Erlich Khan operated on his beat, and I knew I could trust Bugsy. So I grabbed the tongue from Jiao for evidence and made my way to my old precinct. When I got there, interrogation was already in process. Bugsy worked fast, especially on my account. He had collared Erlich Khan and brought him in before you could say scumbag and had him in interro with another detective. I went behind the mirror with my old partner to get a better glimpse of the scene. Bugsy.
Vic, you okay?
Nothing a couple of drinks won't help.
Top drawer of my desk. Not that Kentucky garbage you like, though.
Rubbing alcohol for the outer wounds, rye for the inner. I'll get it on my way out.
You got that tongue on?
Yeah, I dropped it off with your evidence girl.
Good.
What happened to Tracy?
Moved to Jersey.
What?
Yeah, her and Diego had a kid. She's a teacher now.
Good for her.
Yeah, good call on this thug. He was writing another mouth manifesto on one of those things of his when we busted in.
Those aren't my favorite read, let me tell you. Who's that in with him?
My new partner, Holmes.
I can't believe you're cheating on me.
You're the one that got promoted to major case.
Is he human?
Yeah, transplanted from Chicago.
Bugsy was the softest pile of insects you'd ever meet. I had no problem with humans, and most of his beat was bleeders. But you ask the majority of monsters about Homo sapiens and they'd spit in your face for the thought. Humans were usually thought of as a lesser species, weaker. But this new partner of Bugsy, there was something different about him. Darker.
Okay, Hotshot, I get it. You're not gonna flap your lips. No way, no how. You think you're gonna easy street skate right out of that door. And hell, why wouldn't you think that? You've done it 100 times before. Am I getting close? Close to what's going on inside that head?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Ding ding, tight-lipped con. Give me a surprise. Come on, tell me something new.
You smell like Crisco. You been screwing yourself?
That's new, that's funny. That's damn funny.
Ah! What the hell, man? You can't hit me like that.
Oh, but I did. Isn't that interesting? How you thought I couldn't do something, and then I did it? Same way you think you can't go up the river. But you will.
I'm not scared of some puny human like you.
Well, you should be. You know who took down Dagan and his Gillman crew? That was me. You know who solved the possession case of 28? That was me. The reason you should be scared of some puny human like me is because this puny human, me, isn't scared of some washed-up god like you. I've picked more terrifying things out of my teeth.
What the hell you doing?
I'm proving a point.
That's my hand. Let go of my... Ah!
This is your partner?
He can be vicious sometimes.
Good way or bad way?
Just vicious.
Do we understand each other now?
You're crazy, man. You're goddamn crazy. I want a lawyer.
You don't get a lawyer. Not right now. Not while you're in the room with me.
Like a two-car collision on a one-way street. That hit me the wrong way. I started to make a move, and Bugsy reached out to stop me.
The place was full of those roll-on things, and the name Khan was riding on the tongue when we nabbed him. It was a kid's name.
This was bigger than me. I knew that. Ehrlich Khan wasn't the worst of the worst, but he wasn't clean by any stretch of the imagination. He was a dealer of death. He had been for some time. He'd been gunning for this for a while. But like most things bigger than me, it didn't fit right. In a world full of monsters, it's hard to be a good guy sometimes.
Now, I think I got your attention. Oh, let me know if it wanders. We'll get to the kid in a minute. Oh, believe you me, we'll get to the kid. First, the cop. You tried to kill a cop tonight.
I didn't.
Mac, don't play games with me. I didn't pull you in on some Mickey Mouse heist routine. Get a load of what I'm telling you, because you're going down. You're going belly up. You got under the skin of the MNYPD when you went after one of our own. Nobody could save you right now. Not even Jesus. Victor Caine. You wrote the name.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I didn't know he was a cop. I swear, I didn't know.
Your story smells worse than you. You didn't know Victor Caine was a cop? You never heard of Victor Caine? The eye of the MNYPD?
Shit! He's the eye? Damn it! I swear I didn't know. I swear.
But you knew that thing would kill him?
Look, damn it! I thought it was just a hit. Jesus! I thought it was a mob hit or something.
Why would you think that?
I...
You chewing on that steak or you gonna spit it out?
That's what I do, okay? I service organizations. These,
Criminal organizations?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Is that who contacted you for the Caine hit?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, hey, would you look at that? There's a couple of fingers I didn't break either.
I don't know! That's not how this works. I get phone calls, names of who they want to whack, you know? Money gets wired or dropped off or whatever.
Was it wired tonight?
No, it just showed up at my door in an envelope.
After you made the arrangements?
Before. There was a knock on the door, see? I go to answer, you know, and I had a gun on me. Of course I had a gun on me. I had a couple of guns. But I walked to the door, and there's no one there. Just this envelope with twice, maybe 2.5 times how much I normally ask for. Which, fine, whatever. Free money. And then I get a phone call, They say the name, they say they want him dead, they say I should have gotten the payment. And that was that.
They didn't say their own name.
No, I swear to the sky.
Anything you can tell me about them? Regional accent? Anything?
It's hard to tell. I don't speak Japanese very well.
Japanese?
Yeah, they were speaking Japanese.
And like a bull in a Spanish arena, I was seeing red. But it wasn't a china shop I was gonna bust up. I had gotten too close to the Yakuza. They got scared and hired a hit. They hurt the girl, which pissed me off. And they tried to kill me, which didn't sit too well either. I started to make my leave when...
Hey.
Yeah? You got enough to hold him?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You know what you're doing?
I'm gonna get a little vicious myself.
Be careful.
Always. Hey, Bugs. Those creatures, the ones you found, the Roland. What did you do with them?
He's a good cop. He does his job, you know?
What did he do with them?
He torched him.
As I drove to Little Tokyo to have words with Susanoo, I realized I might as well have been a house upstate in the dead of winter, because whether I liked it or not, I was getting heated. I had believed him. I had listened to him. I defended him. I cottoned to the horse feathers he fed me and asked for a second serving. In turn, he hurt her, going after me. He sent some mindless thug to take me out. I didn't need no Monday morning quarterback to tell me I'd been duped. I went in there like my shield was 4 sizes bigger than it was. MNYPD! Freeze! You're under arrest! You have the right to remain silent!
Detective, who are you arresting?
All of yous. You have the right to an attorney. Hands up! Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court. Put your damn hands up! Before I could get through the rest of my script, the red-handed one came up on me, and he came fast. I can't say it was the first time I'd ever swung a pistol toward someone's face, but judging from his reaction, I can say it was probably the first time Akateko had ever been hit with one. I smacked him hard enough to stagger him back and draw blood.
Gaijin. Kokoroを切るよ。
いえ、しない。
何？
自分をそりへん知らないよ。
おそらく、フミオを忘れたでしょうね。
兄。
はい。殿下。
兄弟、アキテクを取ってパレで飲み物を使うことがあるでしょうね。
There was a bunch of bickering I didn't quite understand. But like a poor kid watching his parents a week before his birthday, I got the sense all the aggression was due to my presence. The tattooed man and Red Hand took their leave from the room. They looked miffed about it. I didn't care that much. I didn't even look at them. Instead, I kept my gaze and my revolver square on Susanoo, god of the Yakuza.
I believe you can lower your weapon, Detective.
I don't believe anything you say.
And what Mendokusai has brought you to this belief?
You told me you weren't making a move on Chinatown. And then I saw a demon's smile burned into the pavement.
So it's true?
You're damn right it's true, you no-goodnik piece of trash. In my book, you're good for the murder of that girl. And it seems I got too close for your comfort.
Detective, I don't appreciate your accusations.
And I don't appreciate you sending a monster to kill me.
My apologies, Detective, but I'm not following you.
No, you aren't. You had some Walking Dead clump of meat with my name carved on its tongue. Follow me instead.
A Roland? Someone sent a Roland after you?
I'm looking at the someone.
Detective, I know you are frightened. A frog trapped in a well never knows the vastness of the ocean, only the walls that surround him. Your fear has you looking for the obvious answers. This, I understand. I have committed no atrocity to you, even though it may seem as though I have. If I wanted you dead, I would kill you. Personally, with honor.
Probably not the best thing to say to me while I have a gun to your face.
Yet, do you doubt my words? I'm going to walk to my desk now. I ask kindly that you do not shoot.
I gave a dying man his last cigarette and watched the head honcho of the Yakuza walk around his ornate desk and pull out a large book. He placed it on the table.
A gesture of good faith. These are our ledgers, for the past 3 months at least. Do with them what you will. Every transaction, every dealing, every death that is borne on the shoulders of the Yakuza. They are here, and you will not find your name in this book, not even once.
I put my gun down. A little. I was still skeptical, but he was talking me off that fence with a couple of good points. I didn't know much about the inner workings of the Yakuza. Hell, I didn't even know how to say it right. But I did know they didn't need to hire muscle. Did you set the fire?
I did not.
Who would want it to look like you did?
Honestly, I do not know. We are a criminal organization, true. Known for violence? Yes. But there is an honor among the dishonorable. It is not like in the storybooks. There is an understanding amongst us all. The Yakuza, triads, vampires, mob, mafia, the Africans, the street gangs. We may battle, but not over kingdoms. That was the old way. It only survives in fiction. In reality, it led to too many deaths.
I'm going to ask you again. Did you kill the girl?
No.
Do you know who did?
No.
Are you starting a war in Chinatown?
No.
Did you send someone to kill me?
No, detective. I did not.
I don't want to believe you.
And I don't want to give you this book.
I didn't take the book. I did take the service exit, though. I was afraid Akateko and Japanese Picasso might have a few hard feelings. Best to be safe and stay off the ledge. The New York air hit me like the cold hand of death, and I had the chance to chill in it for a moment. I believed Susanoo. I don't know why. It's not like he was upstanding citizen of the year. It's not that he had a pathos that just got to me. It's not that I didn't think he would lie. It was a gut feeling. A feeling in the gut and questions in the head. He had plenty of chances to kill me, and I believed him when he said he would do it himself. What were they going to use the girl's missing organs for anyway? I hadn't asked the Monkey King about the girl. Not directly. It seemed she wasn't a connection to the Triads or Yakuza. So what good would it do for some Japanese god to whack a nobody? It didn't make sense. But somebody wanted me to think it did. Who would go this far to set up the Yakuza?
Detective.
Akateko popped up behind me. Close. Too close. And the sketchbook man was on the other side of me. Fellas, who goes first? It wasn't hard feelings he hit me with, but it sure was hard. Like a band at a Baptist wedding. I started swinging, but nobody was having it. I was outnumbered and I was trapped. A red right hand coming down on me hard, and a hand with more colors coming down on me even harder. Too many knuckle sandwiches for my appetite. As I went to the ground, I found myself reaching. For anything, really. I wound up with a hold of the illustrated fella's shirt. It ripped open, and there on his skin, I saw something through my punch-drunk haze. Something that put a bee in my bonnet and didn't quite make sense. I was going to say something about it, but that's when a foot came at me and everything went black.
Whatever will become of Monster New York's finest? Tune in next time to find out.
Crime may like to hide in the shadows, but it can never really hide from the eye.
The Eye in Big Trouble in Little Chinatown is brought to you by Bean Dip Productions and the Neighborhood Studio. The Eye is recorded at the Neighborhood Studio in Atlanta, Georgia. That's a rocket.